Good morning. Welcome to the ICBA ThinkTECH Accelerator 2022 Virtual Demo Day powered by the Venture Center. I'm Wayne Miller, Executive Director of the Venture Center. We've got 11 exciting fintech companies to present to you today, but before I hand things over to the Accelerator team, I'd like to reflect on a few things and recognize the many stakeholders that have contributed to make this program successful over what is now its fourth year. First, we always like to thank and recognize all the courageous founders, not only of the 2022 cohort, but also our ICBA ThinkTECH alumni and their teams who are genuinely changing the world. You are having a profound impact on community banking. Next, we'd like to thank the members of the leadership team of the ICBA, of course, CEO Rebecca Romero-Rainey, Senior Vice President Kevin Tweddle, and Chief Innovation Officer Charles Potts, along with the 30 bankers of the selection committee who contribute tirelessly to ensuring these companies are successful, relevant, and well-guided. We'd also like to thank the bankers, the subject matter experts, the regulators, and the venture capitalists who have visited the accelerator virtually or in person. Your help in better shaping these solutions has been invaluable. I always want to thank my team at the Venture Center, who toil over thousands of hours of Zoom calls and countless challenges to bring these programs to life. Your commitment and dedication is second to none. And finally, of course, our many sponsors, Wright Lindsay Jennings, Frost Accounting, the Little Rock Regional Chamber, Simmons Bank, CFO Network, and of course, our home here, the Little Rock Tech Park. You know, what this truly demonstrates is that it does take a highly collaborative effort to make this program work. It also demonstrates that fintechs and community bankers can partner and accomplish amazing things together. And finally, it demonstrates that together, we can build and have fostered what we believe is the greatest community bank-focused fintech accelerator in the world. It's all about collaboration. So what have we accomplished since starting in 2019? You know, first and foremost, we've built and are grateful for the strong partnership and support we have earned with the ICBA in the state of Arkansas. Continual funding for this program enables us to deliver on our promise to help community banks flourish. With this cohort, we will have graduated 37 companies. 94% remain active today, with many raising significant rounds of funding to further their growth, and most are enjoying the true market acceleration that this program offers. There have been dozens and dozens of meaningful deals struck between the ICBA ThinkTECH cohorts and the ICBA member banks. This is our most important measure of success, bringing you bank-ready solutions that can help you make money or save money is our key objective. Through the ICBA's education platform, we've produced 2 PPP showcases that helped address a technology need to support the incredible effort of community banks as they generated 4.7 million PPP loans, totaling $429 billion, nearly 60% of the program's total loan amount during the pandemic. Together, we demystified cryptocurrency to better understand its history, use, and regulatory demands. And finally, we explored banking as a service and how it is driving non-interest income for banks who are embracing the opportunity. No other accelerator in the world has contributed more best of show winners at the nation's leading fintech convention, Finovate. And while together, we were also recognized as the best fintech accelerator in 2020. As the world changed, we quickly pivoted to a virtual platform that enabled well over 1,000 banks and their teams to participate in the accelerator, helping grow a culture of innovation where one may have not existed before. The VC team has grown banking participation in this program 5x, from 50 banks to well over 250 this year. And while that effort has been extraordinary, we are just scratching the surface and are solving for how we will reach the other 4,000 ICBA member banks with our Mission Possible program, working to create awareness with state associations and affiliates. And finally, we answered the demand from our bankers who asked the question, how can we invest in these fintech companies with BankTech Ventures, the only true community bank-focused strategic investment fund? You know, it's been a remarkable journey, and we'll continue to leverage the strengths of community banking, the agility, the high touch, the passion that they have for their communities. Together, we'll help overcome the weaknesses that others perceive, because community banking is the economic backbone of this country, and we have proven that we can help you compete effectively. We'll continue to seize every possible opportunity we can to make sure community bankers do keep up with technology and flourish. And as for threats, the greatest threat for banking today is that of inaction. Many of the bankers with us today have taken that action, and the results are evident. So remember that fortune does favor the bold. I thank you for your attention. The future of this collaborative partnership remains incredibly bright. I believe that we are just getting started, and there are more exciting times ahead. You know, community bankers are a different breed. Their passion for their communities are second to none. Their commitment to those communities equally is great. Many represent a third or fourth generation of leadership. We are honored to work with these incredible men and women every day. And our next speaker epitomizes these characteristics. It is my pleasure to welcome a proud community banker, four-year member of our selection committee, and a great friend of the Venture Center, Mr. Brad Bolton, ICBA Chairman and President and CEO of Community Spirit Bank from beautiful Red Bay, Alabama. Brad, welcome.
Well, thank you, Wayne, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brad Bolton, and in addition to being ICBA's chairman, I'm president and CEO of Community Spirit Bank in Red Bay, Alabama. Now, my bank's tagline is where dreams meet solutions. It's my daily reminder of how we as community bankers have the dreams of our customers in our hands. And that's why we're constantly aiming to provide our customers with wow moments. It's the community banking difference. It's why we must continue to offer our customers the community banking relationship that they deserve and value with the high-tech offerings that they've come to expect. And that's why that the ICBA ThinkTECH Accelerator program is so vital. Created by ICBA and our esteemed partners at the Venture Center with the insights of community bankers. Our accelerator program is the only one of its kind, creating solutions that address community bank pain points and delivering real-world results. It's the reason that I've participated in the program every year since the beginning, because I consider it my duty as a community banker and a steward of my community to put forth solutions that not only benefit my bank and our customers, but also advance our industry. The program has grown by leaps and bounds in the 4 years since its inception, and that's a testament to your invaluable input, the work of ICBA, the Venture Center, and the ThinkTECH Selection Committee to source offerings, and our incredible cohort with whom we share a vision to create memorable customer experiences. Now, this year's cohort may be the best yet as we build on the program's successes and applying lessons learned and attracting seasoned fintech candidates to our program. As a ThinkTECH Selection Committee member, I've had the front row seat to the progression of these solutions during our 16-week boot camp. And I'm confident that as you preview their retooled solutions, you'll agree that they're primed to address our most pressing needs. And best of all, we will continue these important conversations because our innovation journey is just getting started. ICBA continues to nurture these newfound relationships through corporate member programs and state association appearances. And of course, ICBA continues to deliver cutting-edge solutions and innovative content through our ThinkTECH Solutions Directory, our Preferred Service Provider Program, and our Innovation Series. And I'm excited to see what's next, and I urge you to join me on this never-ending quest of innovation. Now, I'd like to thank the Venture Center for their partnership and contributions to help make this program a huge success. And I also want to thank Governor Asa Hutchinson and Congressman French Hill for their support of our program. Arkansas has a rich tradition of fintech innovation, and I'm so thrilled that Little Rock continues to serve as a host city for this important initiative. And now I'd like to turn things back over to Wayne to continue today's program. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. We appreciate you, and thank you for your kind comments and again your steadfast support. It's we couldn't do it without you all, so we thank you so much. You know, The state of Arkansas, as Brad mentioned, has played a vital role in our ability to deliver this impactful program. Without the dedication of our Governor Asa Hutchinson, the generous support of Mike Preston and his team at the ADC, we would not be able to produce this program. It's just that simple. And while he was unable to be with us today, Governor Hutchinson did share this video message with us for today's event. Guys?
Hi, I'm Governor Asa Hutchinson. Fintech, which was started in Little Rock in 1968 with the founding of Systematics, became a significant part of our economy and our future. This Fintech partnership has led many entrepreneurs to make Arkansas their headquarters and their home. It is great to see companies investing in innovation to increase the tech footprint in Arkansas. Our state has earned global recognition as a hotbed of innovative financial technology, which is critical to banking, healthcare, and agriculture. Banks are the central hub that offers so much to the people in the community. And with over 95% of operating banks in Arkansas being community banks, we know a little bit about how important they can be for our state. As the future inches closer, banking and finance have to evolve to meet the advancing technologies and to provide better opportunities for customers. Although we aren't meeting together in person today, this will be a profitable investment of your time, energy, and ideas. Thank you, and I wish you every success.
Thanks, Governor Hutchinson. We appreciate you and wish you could have been with us here today, but I know you're a busy guy. Next I have the opportunity to introduce Congressman French Hill. Representative Hill has been a stalwart supporter of this program since its inception. His history as a banker enables him to contribute and understand the challenges and opportunities that community banks face. And while he is busy on the Hill, there's a pun there, French Hill on the Hill, he was kind enough to provide this message for today's event.
This is Congressman French Hill, and I want to congratulate the ICBA and the Venture Center for another successful cohort of companies participating in the ICBA ThinkTECH Accelerator Program. 4 years of success, 4 years of innovation, 4 years of creating the skills, talent, ability, and innovation to keep our community banking system competitive across the globe and across the country. So congratulations to the 11 companies in this year's cohort for their ideas that are leading the way to more innovation and competitiveness for our community banks. Sorry I can't be with you there in person for the demo day, but I've always enjoyed the successful presentations in the past. I know today's will be great. I wish each of you the best of luck in the future, and I thank the Venture Center and the ICBA for this incredible collaboration that puts Little Rock at the head of the spear, the tip of the spear for fintech in our country. Best wishes to everybody.
Thanks, Congressman Hill. Tip of the spear indeed. Next I have an opportunity to introduce a guy most of you already know. And like the ICBA program, he's been around for 4 years. And his leadership of the Accelerator program has simply been extraordinary. His dedication to our stakeholders and the participating fintechs is second to none. And it is my pleasure on most every day to work with him. Please welcome Daniel Schutte, Managing Director of Fintech Accelerator Programs at the Venture Center. Take it away, Daniel.
Thank you, Wayne, and thank you, everyone else. These are some tough acts to follow right here, right? I will necessarily keep my remarks brief because in the spirit of innovation, hopefully none of you noticed, but our internet has gone out at the Venture Center. So we pivoted pretty quickly and think we've got it solved now. Want to echo the sentiments, thanking the ICBA and the state of Arkansas. We absolutely love putting on this program. We feel like we're making a difference for community banks. We feel like we're making a difference for all of you fintech founders, and we're incredibly proud of the work that we do here in conjunction with the ICBA and the state of Arkansas. Thank you all for doing it. To the founders, fintechs, you're going to see the presentations today. Thank you all for everything you've done through this program. We're going to miss you guys. We're also going to see you guys a lot after this, so you're not totally through with us. Want to give a special thanks to, as Brad mentioned, the selection committee. You're going to see the work of culmination of 16 weeks of Accelerator today from the 11 companies that are going to present. You're not going to see the tireless hours that went in on the front end to ultimately select and vet. And for the selection committee, which is about 25, it's about 30 bank CEOs and CDOs and CIOs, representing about 25 different institutions who bring their teams in to help us vet these solutions to ultimately pick the best, in this case, 11 bank enabling technologies we can find to then introduce out in the North American market. We're very proud of the work the companies continue to do. And thank you all for joining us today. With only slightly further ado, before I pass it to my program manager, I want to give a special thanks to Charles Potts, Chief Innovation Officer of the ICBA, who is the tip, shaft, and most of the spear on the ICBA side. And then call out a new addition this year, Christina Morris, who has been incredibly invaluable to our team through this process. And thank you for listening to us the whole process and complain about all these failures that these guys are going to hear from. So with that, I will pass it to someone who has done an outstanding job this year and will guide you through the rest of the presentations today. Hamza, Qadir, the program manager of the Venture Center.
Thanks, Daniel. Much appreciated, and the right tough acts to follow. That said, I want to speak a little bit about some of the components of our program and some of the successes that we've seen. Like last year, we've seen over 100 banks participate this time around in VIP visits. Actually, 127 is our official count, not counting any of the, and ultimately today as well. That ultimately includes over 600 bankers that dedicated their time, their energy, their effort, their ideas, as Brad mentioned, to this program. And we're incredibly grateful for all that they did. Now, this year, we got to do a little bit of a hybrid, right? We got to see the virtual side of things, but we also had the pleasure of hosting these companies and many bankers in the state of Arkansas down here in Little Rock. We ultimately were able to dine at the local favorites, Doe's, Flying Fish, Threefold, The Works, as you know. We had a chance for the cohort to meet some of our favorite community banks and ultimately see why Arkansas continues to be a force within the fintech industry. And now, ultimately, we want to bring that showcase to you. One final component that I'll mention as we get into the demos is that you'll see a couple of polls pop up at the conclusion of each of the presentations. That poll would simply ask one question: do you want to learn more about this fintech company? Your answers to that question not only contribute great data to us, but they also help us learn more about what solutions are ultimately relevant to you and where we want to take the program next. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start asking the cohort to get ready for their presentations. First up, we have Lemonade, and John Finley will dive into that. John, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Just want to make sure everybody can see my screen.
We're good to go.
So my name is John Finley. I am the CEO of LemonadeLXP, which is a digital growth platform for financial institutions and fintechs. First of all, I want to thank everybody for making the time to join the event today. I hope it's good use of your time. And I also want to extend a huge thanks to the ICBA and the Venture Center. Lemonade and our team has learned a tremendous amount about the community banking space, and we're really grateful for the opportunity. And a big shout out to the Venture Center team. You guys are amazing. So what's Lemonade? What's a digital growth platform? So we help financial institutions and fintechs grow their digital banking business to maximize the ROI on the technology investments that they're making. And we do it by turning frontline staff into digital experts so they can promote the technology and support it. And also by supporting customers and end users as they migrate over to digital banking. So a key element of this is helping train and support people so that as they migrate to digital banking, it's a good experience. So let's take a quick look at the platform. So the first piece is the digital enablement platform. This is TD Bank's version of it. And as you can see, it is walkthroughs of TD Bank's technology. And what it does is it helps me walk through the technology so I can become familiar with it in a risk-free environment. So in this case, it's showing me how to log into mobile banking. And when I'm done, I can take the tour again. It also recommends similar transactions. So this is used by our FIs in a number of different ways. Branch staff use it to explain to customers how easy it would have been to do their transaction on digital. It's linked off the website, so customers don't have to call the contact center. But if they do, as an agent, I can say, oh, what are you having trouble with? Oh, enrolling in online banking. Oh, where are you having trouble specifically? With security setup, no problem. I can go exactly right to the screen you're having trouble with and walk you through the remainder of the transaction. So again, used by branch staff, website, contact center. It's also nested into chatbots, interactive voice response. It's used for new customer onboarding, also used for marketing. But the real magic of this platform happens in the authoring tools. It used to take us 1 to 3 weeks to author a walkthrough, but with this tool now, we can author it very quickly. We simply select the screen we want to put guiding text on, and then here I would drag and drop over the field I want to add text, and I might write something like enter username. And then with the next screen for password, same thing, drag and drop, and then I might write enter password. So once I'm done with that, I put some guiding text over the login thing, and I might write something like tap here to continue. So as quickly as I can write, I can go and select now the next screen in the flow, launch my asset manager, grab the screen. And since this is a quick demo, we'll just finish here by saying nice work. And so it's as quick as you can upload your screens and enter your guiding text, and then you click finish, and your walkthrough will be ready in a real environment. So here is what we just created in a matter of minutes. So again, used to take 1 to 3 weeks, and now it takes minutes. So that is the digital enablement side of the platform. The other side is for turning staff into digital experts so they can promote and support your technology. And this is the learning experience platform that's built in the image of today's most addictive mobile and social games. You can see here, I've got a level 5 financial institution with 13,000 customers, and I'm earning cash. The more customers I have, the faster I earn cash. But the real reason for this game is just to get learners to come back every day and take training. And it does a wonderful job of that. So when they come back every day to see how much cash they've earned, the way they earn customers to accelerate their growth is by succeeding in training. So the first thing, this is a mobile deposit course, and the first thing we need to do is teach folks foundational knowledge about the product. So typically that's done with PDFs or slides. So instead of just having text content, we can morph that text content into something a little more interactive. So here's long form content, but in it are some mistakes nested, and I have to read it, understand it, and identify those mistakes and correct them. So rather than just ticking a box that says I read something, I actually have to read and understand it. And what this does is help improve the training experience, but also improve the learning outcome and drive better retention. So that's how one example of how we'd use game-based learning for foundational knowledge. And you can see here how I did in the game, in the learning content impacts how I did in the game. So I earned 30 new customers. Had I done poorly, I'd have lost customers, and I'd be motivated to try again. And that's how we drive the repetition required to drive better learning outcomes. So game-based learning for foundational knowledge. The next thing we need to do is teach folks how to use the technology to drive fluency amongst frontline staff. So those same walkthroughs that we created for the Digital Academy side, we can use them as steps in the course so that our frontline staff who might not have to bank with us can experience our tech in a risk-free environment. So then the next piece is we want to teach them the soft skills required to be able to promote and support the technology. So you can create virtual customer interactions. And here comes a customer into branch, and he wants to deposit some checks. My job is to guide the conversation elegantly towards a product recommendation. And I get rated on how well I do that. And that's how we teach frontline advocacy. So the last piece is my manager wants to make sure that I really understand the tech before they let me loose on the front line. So this module prompts me to contact my manager, do a mobile deposit with them, after which they'll give me a code, which I enter here, that earns me more customers in the booster game. So it wraps it up into a tidy little bow and drives all the things that you need to do to teach new technology. We've been in market since 2019. We're working with about 40 financial institutions. Here's a smattering of banks that we're working with. And in terms of results, we're seeing great results in upskilling frontline staff, driving cost savings and increasing knowledge, but also in digital adoption, where we've seen significant spikes in digital product recommendations and digital banking usage. And then contact center, where we've been able to shrink talk time and call volumes. And those are so the ROI driven stats, but there's also human stats and human feedback. And so the best is 84% voluntary participation, which we're really happy about. And over 90% of learners say it improves digital fluency and that they prefer Lemonade to other forms of training. So just to recap, Lemonade is a digital growth platform that turns your staff into digital experts, supports customers as they migrate to digital, all to maximize ROI on your technology investments. Again, thank you very much for making the time. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the opportunity to participate in this great program. Thank you.
Thanks so much, John. Much appreciated on that presentation. We'll go ahead and keep the show moving. I think next up, we're going to hear from Chris Summers over at the Accrue side. Chris, if you want to go ahead and start sharing your screen. And might need to jump off mute.
Good morning. I'm Chris Summers. I'm Chief Product Officer of Accrue. First of all, thank you so much to the Venture Center and the ICBA for having us as part of this incredibly valuable program. Accrue is, in short, digital account opening for businesses and consumers. It's an enterprise digital lending platform, plus an integration layer we call Accrue Connect that allows us to open accounts and book loans on a core, as well as play nicely with other fintechs. We built Accrue to help community banks bite off some of the low-hanging fruit of digital transformation, all of it necessary to meet the new normal post-pandemic. We offer these critical solutions of account opening, onboarding, that core integration, KYC, KYB, decisioning, document generation, and so much more. Let's dive into a demo and take a look. On this fictitious bank's website, Accrue can be embedded directly in a bank's website, or we can link out to a portal where we can host a form for a specific line of business, like a business loan inquiry. Alternatively, we can jump out to 30,000 feet if we wanted to explore all of the different consumer and business products that we can automatically underwrite and open. But let's get back to the business loan inquiry here. First, I'm going to answer some questions about myself. Next, about the business. I've pre-filled this, so you don't need to watch me. All of this can feed into our decisioning. My loan details here, very dynamic based upon the type of loan that we're seeking. Optionally, if we want to provide some information about SBA lending programs, we could do so. Beneficial owners, let's find out about those individuals now rather than at the 11th hour. Our documents, if we've got them, let's allow them to upload things like tax returns, which we can automate the spreading of in just a moment. We'll invite them back to the portal to supplement these documents in just a minute. Next, tax authorization. This is unique to Accrue in that we can gather tax returns for the individual in the business, not only in the past, but over the life of a loan to eliminate that pesky tickler and task of tracking those down. All right, so we've submitted a business loan inquiry. I'm going to take off my business owner borrower hat and put on my banker hat and jump into the internal view of Accrue, where on a homepage, you'll find a dashboard based upon your role at the bank. We can quickly create any type of loan, consumer or business, with this wizard-driven tool. We can search the core, in this case, a Jack Henry core in real time, or we can also provide these wizard-driven tools to simplify the data entry for your team. If I hit refresh, though, on my browser, we'll see that inquiry that we just submitted. There it is, number 663. When I click on this, key being that none of this information should ever need to be rekeyed by the banker or by the borrower. We fired off a bit of workflow, including a text message in an email inviting me to schedule some time on a banker's calendar. Here we've embedded Google Street View here to look at the property in question. We see those tax returns are waiting for spreading, and all the information we've collected or pulled from that core integration is here. And if we want to pursue this loan, we do so by clicking this Create Loan Wizard button, which fires off really all of the automation and integration that make Accrue so powerful. When we choose a particular product, that drives a lot of the workflow customized for that product. And then this automation is going to gather as much information and help underwrite the loan automatically so you can ultimately fund this loan that much faster. Some of the things we're going to do, the KYC, KYB, we're going to pull in aggregate exposure from the core and generate a credit memo. We're going to get the business and personal credit, those tax returns from the IRS. We're going to make a decision on this with that information we get back. We'll even get industry benchmarking data from Vertical IQ and RMA to compare it against its peers, get a flood cert, and default some things like loan fees and covenants based on this type of loan. We do all that by clicking this Create Loan Now button. And in just a moment, we're going to pull in all that information to ultimately help you get and make a decision that much faster to get the money to your customers that much faster. These files here are going to start to appear in real time. The flood cert and the tax returns are going to be there. That flood cert is just one of many requested items based on this loan type assigned to various individuals at the bank as well as the borrower. We've added collateral that can be cross-collateralized. We see the beneficial owners there. Loan fees have been defaulted. Covenants have been defaulted. The personal credit report has come back, from which we pulled a tri-merge, as well as the business credit we grabbed the IntelliScore from Experian. Combine that with a loan to value, and our credit rule here said that we are going to make a recommendation on this loan that quickly. Industry comparable data is back, so you can compare it against its peers. We've conducted that KYC. We'll help you price a loan a la Precision Lender with that core integration to see the existing accounts. We can adjust fees and appraisals and add them subjectively. We can change risk ratings to ultimately help a bank most profitably lend. Those tax returns have been spread into these various reports from which we can extract data also from decisioning, and our document hub, the singular place where all documents, whether they were pulled from the IRS, those tax returns submitted by the borrower, or that flood certificate that we just grabbed in real time, live here, not locked up on somebody's inbox or on a hard drive. Other things we can do, we can generate final loan documents here with just a click of a button with integration to compliance systems. We can book this loan on the core. And then the other thing that happened was the borrower here was invited back out to the portal where he or she can keep track of the loan, see where things are, see what the individual has to do to get this loan across the finish line. If I want to see the big picture of everything that's been completed, like that flood cert or other tasks that I may have to get this loan funded or ultimately serviced over the life of a loan, I can do that, including employment verification or opening of a checking account, the other product for which we were selected by the ICBA. As I walk through this workflow here quickly, I'll choose a particular product, which is going to drive a lot of this workflow, answering questions about me and the business. All of this, like lending, can lead into decisioning. Documents to upload here that we don't already have on the core, like articles of organization. We can verify these using KYB of their mid-desk integration. We're going to get my driver's license on file, but we're also going to conduct some KYC on this, identify to ensure I am who I say I am, as well as extract data from it to pre-fill the next couple of screens. We need to fund this account now, and we can initiate a transfer if it's an existing customer. Otherwise, the data said we need $100 to open this. We'll allow the account opener to log into their account at an outside bank, from which we're going to grab their username or their account number and routing number. We're going to pass that off to Stripe, who will then fund an account that we're going to create in just a second. These disclosures dynamically generated just now via integration to compliance systems. Here, for demo purposes only, I wanted to show that we have in fact conducted the KYC, AML, OFAC checks. We've also submitted it for approval within our own engine. Beneficial owners here, these could be any individual or other stakeholder within this entity. We can invite them out to the portal to click through their own disclosures, or sign a document, like this case, a signature card that we're going to sign directly within this workflow. Can have any number of signers or any other document that may be necessary. Next, we're going to create this account. This is for demo purposes, but we did just create a brand new customer on the Jack Henry core in this case. We're going to use that customer ID now to create a brand new account on the core, but we're even going to take it further to allow them to open, to issue a virtual tokenized card using our integration to Marqeta. And this card was just created in real time via that integration. So that is the demo of Accrue. We would love to speak with any of you on a deeper dive. Again, my name is Chris Summers, Chief Product Officer at Accrue, and thank you all for your time, and thank you to the Venture Center and ICBA for having us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate that presentation. Next up in our agenda is WealthStack. We'll hear from Caleb King.
Hi, I'm Caleb King, Chief Operation Officer and co-founder of WealthStack. I want to make sure you guys can see my screen. It sounds like you can.
We're good to go.
We are a veteran-owned, SEC-registered digital investment advisor, founded in 2020 and headquartered in Austin, Texas. We offer an easy-to-set-up digital retirement plan featuring investment and financial educational videos, all inside of the mobile application. We're going to benefit the bank by providing you with a new revenue stream, business loan balance sheet opportunities, and also great advertising inventory across both our mobile application and on our owner's portal. It's our intention to connect you with small businesses on our platform to facilitate loan origination for you, and also to provide access to capital for small businesses within your communities. We truly are a band of brothers. This is really what makes me happy to wake up in the morning every day. All of us are veterans. All of us share a lot of the same core values and similar ways of doing business and operating every day. I'm in charge of operations, and so it's my job to make sure all of our employees are taken care of and all of our goals are maintained on track. Justin White is our head of bank partnerships. He has a long history of bank partnerships culminating at SoFi. And Andrew Glaze, of course, is our chief financial and CEO. He has a long history in investment banking, working his way up through Merrill and ultimately having his own hedge fund and working through multiple board memberships, including NCMI, where he has lots of experience going through and reviewing commercials and video content. So what's the problem? Small businesses across the nation are facing new regulatory requirements to offer retirement benefits to their employees. They're also facing challenges in acquiring and retaining new employees, especially in some of the smaller business communities providing services. Small businesses also need access to capital, especially new businesses that don't have the banking history that they need to acquire traditional loans. Continuing on, many of these states you'll see in this list have recent legislations that mandate retirement solutions be offered with penalties as high as $750 per employee per year, especially in the state of California, where they already started collecting some of these fees. So what's the solution? The WealthStack IRA solution offers these retirement benefits for $49 plus $7 per employee per month. Compare that to the $750 penalty per employee. It seems pretty obvious. For our small business partners, we offer a seamless, fast, fully digital way to set up the retirement benefits, as well as a differentiator for acquiring and retaining new employees. And of course, it keeps them compliant with state regulators. And ultimately, through you and your partners, we're going to help provide them with access to capital. How does it benefit their employees? We have over 100 educational videos that are designed to teach and educate these folks in their language, utilizing actors that they can connect with. We also provide tools to help identify investment goals, how much to save, and how to stay on track. For the community banks, of course, you're going to benefit from new revenue streams and access to these small businesses that you might not have access to, who are also in need of capital. We have an owner's portal that we've created to create a frictionless way for these business owners to log on and import their financial data in order to facilitate payroll deductions. In these locations that are only for the business owners, we can give them special offers that are unique to their business and to their industries. We also have a mobile application that I'm going to go over in the demo here shortly, where we have other opportunities for advertising. In our partnerships, we're focused very much on marketplaces. We're well on our way to a QuickBooks integration and also a QuickBooks Marketplace integration, as well as the Q2, and we're just getting started on our Jack Henry integration. How does it benefit you? It allows you to generate additional revenue from your clients, as well as a rapid partnership with our existing clients. And of course, as an ICBA member, you will be able to have access to our content library and repurpose it to your needs. I'm going to play a quick demo.
Retirement planning for your employees is one of the most important decisions that you'll need to make as a small business owner. Here's a reality check for you. 92% of employees at small to mid-sized companies ranked workplace savings and retirement plans as an important factor in remaining with their employer. And 40% of employees working for small businesses say that they would leave their current company for another that offers a 401k plan. On top of that, a survey by Willis Tower Watson showed that 75% of new hires at a company offering a 401k say that a retirement plan provides a compelling reason to stay.
Once the small business owner signs up, their employees will have access to our mobile application. This gives them the ability to buy and sell stocks and ETFs. We do a very good job defining what all the terms mean. Everywhere you'll see a question mark here. This is our For You page, which is customized for each employee. When they onboard, they list their goals and we give them videos that tie back to those goals. There's also a course structure here where they can learn in groupings of videos that are categorized under each of these tiles. I want to thank you again for the opportunity to speak with you, and I really hope I hear from you soon. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Caleb. And as we move on to the next presentation, we're going to hear from Gil Hunley and Ashley Fiore over at KlariVis.
Thank you, Hamza. Can everybody see my screen?
We can.
Wonderful. Good afternoon. I'm Gil Hunley, Chief Risk Officer of KlariVis, based in Roanoke, Virginia. Joining me today is Ashley Fiore, our Chief Business Intelligence Officer. A big takeaway about our team is that Ashley and I, along with our CEO and founder, Kim Snyder, and our COO, worked together at a community bank. When our bank sold, we leveraged our banking experience to create a consulting company focused on community banks. We quickly realized that the data challenge was present in every bank, no matter the asset size. KlariVis was born out of the needs we identified both as bankers and consultants. As a bank's chief risk officer, I needed a lot of information. I needed it in a timely fashion, and much of it came from 10 to 15 static reports that were emailed to me each day, or I had to locate them in cold storage or write the reports in Cognos. Digging through emailed reports and Excel sheets was just a normal part of each day. My banking teammates dealt with the exact same challenge. As former community bankers, we understand bankers' everyday challenges. What is KlariVis? KlariVis is the enterprise dashboard and analytics platform built for bankers by bankers. Say goodbye to hours wasted creating and sifting through spreadsheets, and instead put your valuable time and your new insights into boosting productivity, performance, and profitability. Well, why KlariVis? Today's banking climate has prompted banks to seek out solutions like ours to solve their data challenges and support strategic priorities. How does KlariVis work? We automate daily extract files from your core system and other ancillary systems, and we bring those files securely into KlariVis and present the information back to you in the form of business intelligence. Now, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Ashley to introduce you to our platform and show you that instead of having static reports, you'll have KlariVis and all of the insights you need at your fingertips.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm going to start today's demonstration with a look at our deposit portfolio summary. This is a holistic view of the deposit portfolio that we would expect executives and managers to utilize. I'm going to point your attention first to this date selection in the top left-hand corner of the screen. This would be last night's date in your environment, and you'd have the ability to come in and select any prior month-end date. We do bring in 36 months worth of data at implementation, so you have this available to you on day one. We can see this institution has $1.4 billion in total deposits, as well as their month-over-month and year-over-year deposit balance change. In the top right-hand corner of the screen, we're tracking the institution's top depositors, as well as the average balance per customer and the number of accounts. In the center of the screen, we've got the deposit composition. Here, we're going to map your most granular product level detail into these larger level groupings. Directly to the right, we've got the month-to-date deposit composition change. This is going to tell us quickly and easily what's driving that $29 million decrease in deposits. And if we hover over that visualization, we get some more information. We can see what our starting balance was, what our ending balance is, and what the dollar and percentage of that change is. Along the bottom of the screen, we've got some trending information. You're going to see that throughout KlariVis. We think it's important for you to understand the trending behavior of your portfolio. On the left-hand side of the screen, we've got your portfolio broken down into various segments. These would be your branch names in the live environment. And so if I wanted to understand what was happening at branch 26, I could click on that bar chart and all of the analytics to the right of the page are going to update. That's going to be true for any branch that I click on, any market, officer, industry, interest rate, or age group, or any of these product groupings in this center chart. I'm going to point your attention now to the K in the top right-hand corner of your screen. This is the KlariVis K, and anywhere you see that, you have the ability to click and drill through for more information. So that took us to our top depositors report and shows us who our top depositors are today, who they were last month, and who they were last year. If we want to understand branch 28's ownership of the top depositors, we can click on that donut chart and all the analytics to the right of the page update. In contrast, if I want to see branch 28's top depositors, I can click on that bar chart, and again, all of the analytics update. These would be your customer names in the live environment. And anywhere you see a customer name, you have the ability to right click and drill through to a holistic customer view. So this gives us our deposit segmentation in detail on the left with the trending to the right. We can see our loan detail with a click of a button, or we can see loans and deposits trended together by clicking on the K. We are housing your customer contact information. So if you want to make contact with them, you can do so without leaving the application. Anywhere you see that back arrow, you can simply click to navigate back to the previous screen that you were on. Now that you've seen the functionality of our system, I'm going to show you the depth of our platform. So I'm going to navigate over to our officer branch loan reports. This is a more tailored view of the loan portfolio that we would expect officers and managers to utilize. We have some similar portfolio items available on this report, but we've got some additional items of interest available as well. So we can see who our single account customers are. These are customers who only have one loan with the institution and no other deposit relationship. We have the ability to see past due information that is trending and upcoming loan maturities, all with the ability to drill through for more detail. We have an entire product suite of reports. So this is where you're going to go to get more granular look at your product portfolios. We've got additional segmentation on the left with the more advanced filtering on the right. And our risk insights, you're going to find past dues, non-accrual watch list, and non-performing reports, as well as credit concentrations. We understand that these reports take a lot of time for our institutions to put together, so we've automated that process, and now they're going to be available to you every single day. And our performance insights, we've got some KPI leaderboards, if you will, that allow us to quickly and easily compare our markets, officers, branches, products, and industries, and see what's changing in those individual portfolios. Not to be left out, we have an entire financial suite of reports, including one-page highlights. So these are balance sheets highlights. We're going to be able to see key ratios, key account balances, and period comparisons with just a click of a button. We have your traditional financial statements as well. So your balance sheet, your income statement, your monthly and quarterly trends, as well as all of the financial ratios that your finance team needs to do their job effectively, and all of the analytics behind them. So everything I've shown you to this point has been interactive, is available every single day. Now I'm going to navigate over to our board suite of reports. These are PDF reports that you're going to be able to come in and access at each month end with just a simple click of a button. We click that download button and we can see our credit reports. So we have a high level summary page. As we scroll down, we get a more focused view of just our past due loans. And as we continue to scroll, we get that account level detail. With that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and give it back to Gil so she can finish us up.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much to the ICBA and the Venture Center for including KlariVis in the program. Please let us know if you'd like to learn more about KlariVis, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Thank you so much, Gil. Ashley, appreciate the presentation as usual. Now we're going to start diving into our next company, which is Chimney, and I believe Chase will be our presenter for that one. Chase, if you want to go ahead and take over the screen.
Hey everybody, this is Chase from Chimney, and we're really focused on retail community banks. If you are really working on the commercial side of the business, you can grab a coffee or a water really quick. We won a Finovate Best of Show award earlier this year, which we're super excited about. And at Chimney, everything we do is designed to help you engage more customers and fund more loans. One of the things that we've learned is that your customers are finding answers elsewhere, and as a result, they're getting loan offers, and different rates and different things that are going to help them sort of understand maybe how much home they can afford. When I was going through the process of buying a house with my wife, we went on to NerdWallet to use the mortgage calculator, and then we ended up using a home affordability tool. And before we knew it, we were on 10 different websites. And I said, I can't believe that my bank doesn't provide anything like this. And what we realized is that the way people make decisions has changed, right? People are going online. They're looking for personalized information. They want interactive tools to help them understand exactly what they can afford. So how can you stand out as a retail-focused community bank? Well, with Chimney, everything we do is going to help your customers get more information and get them to the right products. We focus on tools that are beautifully designed, easy to use, really simple to understand. And we make 2 products that we're going to show you today. The first are modern financial calculators. You can put anyone on your website in minutes with no coding required. These are the types of calculators you'd find on a NerdWallet, but now enabled and embedded within your website so to help your customers make decisions. And our newest product for releasing here in the spring is a turnkey homeowner intelligence tool that provides homeowners access to things like home value, home equity, and all the different home data they need embedded directly within your online banking portal. So first, for modern financial calculators, these tools are used by about 70 financial institutions now across 35 states. Now, if you haven't thought about financial calculators much in the past, you're like a lot of the community banks that are out there. They either came from an existing website vendor, they were built 20 years ago and are pretty clunky, and they're not really used as a strategic asset. But I can guarantee your customers are using financial calculators. So for us, we reinvented the calculator experience, and now our tools help attract new accounts, engage more customers, and generate more leads. A little quick before and after. So most calculators that live on community bank websites look like the one on the left. Again, kind of looks like Windows 98, not really super usable. And what ends up happening is your customers end up going elsewhere to find a tool that's engaging and interactive. And on the right, you'll see what that calculator looks like with Chimney, a really engaging and beautifully designed tool that's super easy to use. So let's take a look at a live example. Bank of Missouri is an ICBA member. If you actually look at their main.com here, their main website, if I click on the Buy a Home portal, I can actually see a calculator on the homepage of their website. So if I go into the home affordability calculator here, I can check out what this one looks like. And at Chimney, we have calculator templates across about 40 different calculators. So our calculators range across every topic, from savings and budgeting to mortgage, retirement. And you can see a lot of the different ones that we have available here. If I click into the mortgage calculator, you'll see this tool is going to load super fast. It's beautifully designed. It's easy to use. It's simple to understand. It's all ADA compliant. It's all SEO optimized, and it's all a mobile first responsive design. Again, this is the type of tool that you'd see on a NerdWallet or a competing site. And on the left, you get information and inputs. This is a fully configurable template. So things like the terms and the components you have control over using our platform. And then on the right, you get charts, graphs, and next steps. So one of the great things about our tools is that they're not just designed to look great and be super engaging, but where we provide the results and the charts, we're actually helping people take the next step in the process, which is getting them connected to the right products and getting them into applications. So for example, with Bank of Missouri, now you're leaving our calculator, the Chimney calculator, and going into their third-party LOS, their application flow. It could be an online account opening. It could be an appointment scheduling, whatever you want that next step to be. So we've made it incredibly easy to build and launch these calculators. Here's our backend platform. This is where we actually design and configure the tools. You'll see here, we've got a no-code editor. I can actually change the colors here. And now you'll see this start to take shape. So the preview is going to change on the template on the right here. You can select the fonts if I want to change the button styles to match the website. Now they're all green. So now we've actually customized the branding for the tools. And if we want to add any calculators at all to our site, we can look at the categories on the left, from lending to auto to savings to mortgage. And if I wanted to add auto loan and savings calculators, for example, now I can go ahead and preview them. And I've got a full library of tools in my branding, styled for my site, ready to go live, and we can get them published same day. So the next piece of the puzzle here is our new product we're very excited about, which is homeowner intelligence. So now, for the first time, as a community bank, your customers can get access to home value, home equity, emailed reports, personalized offers, all embedded directly within online banking. So what does it look like? Once someone logs into their online banking portal, whoever you're using, your online and mobile provider will have a tile. It'll say, do you want to get access to your home data? And your customers will get access to a tool like this. It's going to show them not only their home value right off the bat, but then diving a little bit deeper to help them understand their borrowing power. What do they have access to in terms of tappable home equity? They can look at their address. They can look at their mortgage information. And we're going to give them all this regardless of who originated their mortgage, regardless of who's servicing their mortgage. We're going to give them access to all this information embedded directly within online and mobile banking. You can see that they've got home equity at the tip of their fingers. They've got mortgage information at the tip of their fingers and personalized offers at the tip of their fingers. So we're Chimney. You can go ahead and access these modern financial calculators and have them live tomorrow. Turnkey homeowner intelligence. We'd love to talk to you about within your mobile and online banking provider. And my email is right there, chase@chimney.io. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Chase. Great presentation as usual. And with that said, we will go ahead and start getting ready for our next presentation.
Yep.
From Chandu Valela from Secretek. Chandu,
Yep.
up your screen.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chandu Valela. I'm the head of sales for Secretek, and allowed to have you today. And thank you, Venture Center and ICBA for giving us this great platform. If you can see my screen. So what we do at Secretek is complete enterprise cybersecurity, right? We do the detection, response, protection, and remediation. So in today's world, as you can see in this picture, every bank or financial institution has about 9 different integration points. And as you're modernizing and getting to digital transformation, getting new products for user experience, the bad guys are equally at it, and they try to find the most vulnerable spot. So your security as good as your weakest link. So with this in mind, we decided to come up with a product that protects every device in your bank. Okay, number one. Number two, the security guidelines also regulators are constantly making more changes to keep up with security threats. So here's some 3 examples which I picked from FFIEC. They said starting May 2022, within 36 hours, you're supposed to inform your regulator of any incident. Whenever you have an unauthorized access, you're supposed to upload the transaction audit logs and detect anomalies in a timely manner. The only reason I put this out here is to show you that as we built the product, we made sure we factored in compliance and reporting guidelines, both from a process as well as a reporting perspective. So what we did at Secretek is, as I mentioned before, we protect all areas of the bank. We give one single cloud security platform. We actually narrowed down to 3 distinct products. The first is XDR, that's the extended detection response. It uses artificial intelligence completely. It's an agentless product, and it can ingest logs from every device in your organization, security logs only. The second is the EDR, which is endpoint detection and response. It protects your endpoints. It's very similar to like Carbon Black or CrowdStrike or anything like that. Third is the user security. This is becoming extremely important for compliance purposes as well. So we do complete federated SSO, federated single sign-on. We have over 250 connectors already built to every application, including a core banking and HRMS systems, user lifecycle management, et cetera, et cetera. So today, in the interest of time, I'll focus on the XDR for the enterprise security. Okay. So why contain when you can prevent it? So how we do it is we pretty much sit on top of all your existing security products. So you may have 12 different technologies. So So we have built API connectors to read from all of them, including cloud sources, including O365, including your network core switches, routers. And guess what? We'll give you one single pane of enterprise visibility, threats detection, everything. So this is something many banks have been telling us, that today they have to go to multiple places, but we are taking away that complexity for you. You go to one place in the morning. And eventually, if you want, you can start replacing some of your other point solutions with, if you feel that this is XDR is taking care of the business for you. So let's look at a quick demo. So assuming that you onboard all your devices, essentially what happens is the dashboards get populated with very rich content information, very good for the CISO dashboards. You have various tabs. You can look at how many web incidents you have. You can look at how many network incidents you have, malware incidents you have, etc. And everything can be drilled down. Now, in the whole dashboard page that you see, the CISO dashboard page contains actually several individual sections. Like you have incident severity, incident types that you can see there. You can also look at the top use cases that were triggered. We built over 600 plus use cases just for this product. You can look at the incident trends that happened over a period of time every day. We use a big data lake platform. That's why you can do time series reporting, etc. And then if you look at the incidents itself, you can actually drill down to the actual incident that happened. In this case, let's look at a web attack type that happened. It gives you a whole wealth of information, and all these can be, reported to the FFIEC straight away. We have a different reporting format for that. And then if you look at the various insights, which is what the CISOs look for, you have three different types. We have an attack association, we have insider threat enrichment, and it goes back the whole year. So in this case, you're looking at what happened the whole year, or different types of severity, what are the time series reporting, etc. And you also have attack classification, inbound threats, etc. And then if you look at the insider threat enrichment, you have various metrics there available: top targeted users, attack surface, top destination, the kinds of attacks, etc. So with that, you'll be able to gain more insight. We also have a GIS, which you can map your state, look at all the branches and headquarters, that way, if you want to target which ones. Let's look at device status. This is a very interesting one. Most banks that IT security people wanted a single pane window as they walk into their office. So you can see that the FortiGate firewall is offline. So which means that's already vulnerable, right? So you have this dashboard window looking at all your devices, and you can determine which is offline, then make sure that the logs are processed. You can also look at the events per second, how they trend, and we have those kind of features available. Also, let's look at the designer reports. Now, what we have done is I'm showing you like a listing of 5 designer reports that we currently have available, but there are actually a lot more. For the purpose of demo, we're just showing you 5 of them. So what these designer reports do, as you can see here, is we have trend analysis reports, user behavior anomaly reports, entity behavior anomalies, threat and malware, and MITRE reports. So let's look at the entity behavior anomaly. In this particular example, you're going to see that somebody actually went to your database server and issued some commands during non-business hours. So those are some examples that you can see. And then when you go back and look at the trend analysis reports, what you can see here is complete, the top inbound trend, outbound trend, web attacks. It could show you which IP address actually is causing that. It's come from that, and user behavior, entity behavior. And then finally, we look at the MITRE attack. All our correlations is done by MITRE. MITRE is the industry standard term for all the attack. You can see that there are, like 2 exfiltrations, there are like 34 defense evasions. So you can actually drill down and look at the list of the 34 defense evasion tactics that was adapted. And in this particular case, I'm drilling down on one of them. You can go straight to the alert ID, and the complete slew of information you're able to get there. And you can actually also go back and look at what mitigation help is being recommended. So you can click on the mitigation help, and that gives you an overview of what you need to do. But if you still want to go further detail, we give you a direct link to the MITRE attack page itself, so you can go and get a good description of what you need to do to prevent it. Now, by the way, we also have a SOAR engine that has an automatic remediation as well, which in the interest of time, I'm not showing that, but we have a complete SOAR platform to do automatic incident response as well. Okay. And the benefits are complete end-to-end protection of all your digital assets, quick deployment, 2 to 4 weeks, your entire enterprise is going to be secured. How about that? You can't beat that. The reason is we have API connectors, over 500 connectors built already to every device that you can possibly think of. And any new device, it takes 2 weeks for us to build. It's complete cyber risk identification mitigation, your full dashboards, very affordable, $60 per device per month, includes the whole enchilada for you, licenses and 24/7 SOC services. The value proposition is
John, we've got to wrap up. Unfortunately, if you want to go ahead and say your closing remarks.
Okay. Yeah. So these are the 3 pillars. Monitoring, protection, and reporting is what we take care of. And finally, I'm the head of sales, Chandu. The best way to remember me is Chandu Can Do Velala. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Chandu. And we certainly know that you can do. That said, I appreciate it. You can go ahead and stop sharing your screen. We'll get ready for the next presenter. Thank you so much. Next up, we're going to hear from the Senso team. So Sarup Barwani, if you want to go ahead and share your screen, turn on your mic. We should be good to go. I can see your screen.
Perfect. Thanks, Hamza. Thanks, everyone. I'm Sarup Barwani, co-founder and CEO of Senso. I'd like to start by thanking the ICBA and the Venture Center for this tremendous opportunity. Got to say, the last few months have been an amazing experience of a lifetime. So really, really appreciate it. And thanks for everyone for attending. So at Senso, we're building the proactive mortgage experience. And I'm here to talk to every banker in the room about a large and hidden opportunity to generate more revenue for your mortgage business through the existing relationships you have with your clients, which is really important in the market today as interest rates rise and business is scarce. It's really time to kind of transition from reactive to proactive. So when we think about the journey dream shot by, as homeowners in your client base transition from their current home to their next home, competing originators are very effective in getting in front of your existing clients before you do. And this reactive process results in a very big problem. 9 out of 10 of your existing clients originate their next mortgage or HELOC from a competing originator. And that means you're really leaving 90% of potential mortgage profits on the table today. Today, you're not getting this revenue, your competitors are. And with refi slowing down, adopting a new solution which enables you to gain market share in a rising rate environment is essential, and Senso can help you achieve that. So all of us have been dreamers before at some point, and in the dream phase, we're simply not thinking about a mortgage application as yet. We're asking ourselves some very different questions. We're asking ourselves, how much can I sell my existing home for? How much cash can I take out of my home for renovations? What type of neighborhood do I want to live in? Can I get pre-approved or pre-qualified? And what's my affordability? And can I get referred to a realtor to begin viewing listings? And the problem is if one of your clients connects with a realtor without getting pre-qualified from your bank, they're most likely to get referred to a competing originator. So really transitioning from reactive to proactive is the objective. And Senso enables banks to engage homeowners at the dream phase and close more mortgages and HELOCs to generate more revenue so that you can capture the 90% of homeowners that are walking away prior to their next home purchase or HELOC. That makes you more profitable as your clients dream, shop, and buy. Let's dive into a quick overview on how we do this. So number one, Senso's AI models identify homeowners in your client base that are in market for their next home purchase or HELOC and surfaces up these insights to marketers and digital teams. Our goal is to provide you with a hook to engage homeowners very early on and to nurture them with email and text message templates, which Senso provides out of the box. And in the following demo, you'll see that we equip marketers, digital teams, and loan officers with tools and insights to generate more sales in a market where competition is fierce. So let's dive in. Meet John and Jane, a couple that's going to sell their home and exploring new areas. They get tired of wandering around Zillow and decided to try a new service provided by their community bank. So if we see the demo, they click on an email provided, and after a few onboarding questions indicating that they're in market for a next home purchase, the timeline to purchase, they're able to start following areas. They follow their existing area, which is Hunter Hills, just to keep track on what's in their affordability. And then they follow Vine City, an area they've been eyeing on for a while that they want to keep track of. And by entering some basic financial information, all of a sudden, with a few clicks, they're presented with some very valuable information, such as their home buying power and area insights that provide them with visibility on the aggregate information across the areas selected, such as the estimated growth over the next 12 months, the total listings in that area, just over 500, and their affordability in that area, about 65% right now. The average over asking to get an indication of how much over asking they're going to potentially pay, and the average days on market to get a sense of whether it's trending to a buyer's or a seller's market. By simply clicking subscribe, John and Jane start getting emails and text messages on a weekly basis, providing them with updates on their buying power and their area profile. They can easily follow new areas at any time. And in addition, we surface up area trends. So these are top growing areas over the next 12 months. As you can see, Vine City and Hunter Hills areas that they're following are included in that list, but they discover a new area called Bankhead, which is projected to be the top growing area. And 76% of listings are in their affordability. By clicking in, they can easily follow that to receive updates on an ongoing basis and see area trends and potential growth of the future. At this point, John and Jane are very curious about the ability to afford in this area and whether that 76% is accurate, because we just calculated it. So they click to connect with a loan officer to get pre-approved so they can actually understand which areas they're able to afford in. And that really sets them on the stage of talking to a realtor and getting referred to a realtor by that loan officer. As you can see, their bank helped them make smart decisions as they transition from dream to shop. From a bank's perspective, as a loan officer or a marketer, it's really all about segmentation. And now I'm equipped with real-time insights which help track their pipeline, lead assignment, as well as retargeting. I can drill down into specific segments such as next home buyers that are in market for the next 3 to 6 months. And to ensure that I'm compliant with CRA and fair lending, I can filter on geography and purchase power to ensure I'm serving all areas in a fair manner. As you can see, this filtration process generates a list of clients. I can see which ones have filled out a mortgage applications and which ones haven't, and I can retarget the ones that haven't. And this really equips marketers, digital teams, and loan officers with the intelligence they need to generate more revenue in a scarce market. Best of all, it works. We've proven to actually increase lead engagement by upwards of 10% across our existing bank customer base and surface up intelligent insights to marketers and loan officers to generate more revenue. And we could do the same for you. So in summary, Senso helps your existing clients dream before competitors do. We enable banks to grow purchase and HELOC market share in a rising rate environment. We enable marketers and digital teams with tools to proactively engage homeowners. We enable production managers and LOs with insights to increase performance and compliance. We're easy to activate, less than 30 days to set up, and we have deep integrations into online mobile banking, POS, LOS systems, and marketing automation systems, and we're SOC 2 Type 2 compliant. So the objective is to take back the 90% of profits you're losing today and bring them back in the fold with Senso by transforming from a reactive process into a proactive one. It's a purchase market, it's a HELOC market, make it your market with Senso. Thank you very much, really appreciate the opportunity.
Appreciate you very much, Sarup. Thank you for that presentation. Moving on, we'll hear from, looks like it should be Vero Technologies. John?
There I am. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is John Mizzi. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders here at Vero Technologies. And I'd like to introduce our inventory financing as a service platform for banks and SMBs. What is inventory financing exactly? So when you think about a dealer of manufactured goods, let's talk about an auto dealer specifically. Rather than pay cash for inventory acquisition, they typically lean on a third-party financing partner to advance the funding of wholesale purchases on the dealer's behalf. The dealer gets to take the cars back to their store. The financing partner will take possession of the title, verify the condition of collateral, and ultimately when the dealer sells a car to a retail customer, they're going to pay off the lender principal and interest from the proceeds of that sale. Now, it sounds relatively straightforward, but when you think about a single dealer who's flooring hundreds, if not thousands of cars every year, it creates a lot of operational overhead. Take it a step further, when you don't have the right systems in place, dedicated headcount from a servicing perspective who understand the nuances of interfacing with different supplier channels, working with dealers on titling issues, monitoring the status of collateral, it becomes nearly impossible to offer a program successfully while managing your own risk. We at Vero have built out a lending as a service platform that allows banks to offer inventory financing without investing in any new systems or adding any additional headcount. Not only have we built out a platform that supports every step of the lending lifecycle, but we take it a step further and actually offer our banking partners our in-house credit, underwriting, servicing, and portfolio management functions to operate as an extension of their own commercial lending organization in order to administer the program in a very similar way that a bank that's doing a lot of mortgage originations but is working with a third-party servicer would lean on that servicer to handle the operational legwork as they continue to grow their portfolios. We're going to jump into the demo here in just a moment, and just to kind of set the stage, think about not only having support from an application processing standpoint, providing a curated borrower experience for your dealers, but also from a risk and servicing perspective, automating a lot of those manual tasks that require servicing headcount to take on administrative responsibilities, rather than enabling the proactive approach to risk mitigation that servicing fundamentally is meant to spend their time on. I'll jump into the demo. So the important thing to remember with inventory financing is that you always have a supplier, a borrower, and your dealer, and a lender. And all three of those parties have responsibilities to perform in order to keep the wheels spinning. What you're looking at here is the portfolio management dashboard that our lenders are going to look at in order to monitor their portfolio of dealer accounts. Again, we want to make sure that lenders have the information around utilization, dealer performance, upcoming payment requirements that need to be maintained and monitored. Here, we're looking at the dealer portal. Again, we want to take it a step further than just providing a payment gateway or show upcoming payment dates for our dealers. We really think of what we've built as more of a treasury management system with the dealer's experience in mind. They see upcoming cash flow requirements, there's pricing calculators. They have a complete picture of their inventory in one place that allows them to make smarter inventory management decisions. For those of you that are familiar with inventory financing or floor planning, one of the biggest issues that exists in the space is actually getting your hands on those paper titles. This is just one example of an integration we've developed that allows us to automate the collection and distribution of titling using our partner with FedEx. In order to floor a car, it's a simple 4-step e-commerce-esque checkout process. The dealer or the supplier are going to have their own dedicated interface to enter VIN, mileage, and provide the necessary documentation that our funding services team needs to verify in order to process any of those individual funding requests. Here is our underwriting platform. Now, obviously, underwriting SMBs comes with its own unique set of challenges. What we've tried to do here is really, and where we can step in from a servicing standpoint, is to provide the bank, help the dealer put together the right application materials, provide the bank an initial screen to make sure the dealer pre-qualifies, and then hand it over to the bank for decision. And finally, what you're looking at here is just one of the solutions we've developed for our internal servicing function. We want to make sure that our funding services team has all the information they need in one place to verify vehicles, whether it's in terms of mileage and collateral qualification requirements, or simply on high-risk accounts, ensuring that dealers are not submitting anything that might be nefarious. In closing, we really work with a handful of different banks today for a variety of different use cases based on what they're trying to accomplish. For those banks that have existing relationships with dealers in their communities but are not able to offer inventory financing today, it's a great way to expand the breadth of relationship you have with those dealers and help them better meet a broader set of their financial needs. One of our partner banks is using this as a customer acquisition tactic by offering inventory financing as a very differentiated solution relative to the other banks in their market. This is attracting new business banking relationships and growing their deposit base while at the same time earning incremental yield relative to their traditional C&I portfolio. And finally, for those of you who may be doing some inventory financing today, but don't have the right systems in place or are struggling to build out the servicing team to administer the program, we can provide operating leverage and ultimately help you grow your floor planning program. Again, all without adding headcount or investing in any new systems. Thank you, and please don't hesitate to reach out if we can provide any more information.
Thank you very much, John. And next we will hear from the DocFox team.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
So thank you, Ryan.
We good there, Hamza? Can you see it?
Yes, we can. Thanks, Ryan.
Great. Well, hi, everybody. My name's Ryan, and I'm really excited to be presenting DocFox to you today. So, where we came through DocFox was about 6 years ago. We were working with some global banks, and we recognized the issue of onboarding business and complex accounts. And the challenge that we found was that, and the reason that it had not been automated, is that every business is typically very different, right? They're highly variable. And especially when we get into more complex, high risk and commercial banking, every single type of account is nuanced, right? Unique shareholding structures, unique document types, and it was pretty hard to automate and streamline. And so it was very painful. And so that's what we've been doing. And that's what we focus on in terms of streamlining and creating great experiences. And so today we're used by over 250 banks and other fintechs to streamline and create incredible onboarding experiences for business accounts. Now, the one thing for us that was really important was that we needed to be able to help our clients to open accounts for the most complex and most simple. And so one of our key focuses was making sure that we could work with everyone from the most complex, hairy international offshore structure all the way through to your stock standard, Delaware LLC with an individual as a shareholder. And that's really been our key focus. Okay, so what's the problem here is really that we found that, outdated account opening when it comes to business and corporate clients, treasury management clients, we find is really costly, right? So not only is it a pretty horrible experience for clients, but frankly, often more of the impact is actually felt at the banking team side of things. So a lot of our clients have said, post using DocFox, they've suddenly realized that sometimes over half of their banker's time was wasted on admin. So when you think about, how do you open up a treasury account? What does commercial account opening look like at the moment? Often if you had to analyze it, one of the things that I think people find is that there's a huge amount of time spent on just very intensive manual effort. So things like emails back and forth to clients, communication between a BSA and the banker, underwriting coming through. So just huge amounts of back and forth around incorrect documentation being submitted. And frankly, that is time that we want our bankers rather spending with their clients and growing our business. So how do we solve this? So there's really two sides to the solution. The one is the client or banker portal. The other would be the banks. Now, when we thought about how do these clients want to open up accounts, they're often complex accounts, but frankly, there isn't one way, right? So some folks want to come into the branch, bring in, some good old fashioned physical documents and shake your hand. But what we also have on the other side of the spectrum is folks that are much more modern who are saying, hey, we want to do this online. We want to be able to engage online. Now, we typically find in the corporate banking space that few folks are wanting to do it completely online. They still want that relationship, but they don't want admin. They want to be able to streamline that. And that's what we've built over there so that it can be done in branch or over the phone online. And then we've got our bankers portal. Now, one of the unique things about DocFox is that we can actually analyze any type of document. Now, when I say any, I mean anything from a commercial resolution, a handwritten lease agreement, or a trust deed. We can actually analyze that document for qualitative checks, make sure it's accurate, and extract information and run comparisons. And that means that we handle all exception management. So there's never a case where the bank needs to go in because DocFox couldn't analyze it. Okay, so let's run through how this actually works. So the example I'm going to start off with today is to show you what happens in a simple case where a banker has lunch with a prospect, and the prospect says, hey, I want to go ahead and open up an account. Banker goes into DocFox, types up a custom message to that prospective client, and initiates an invitation to that client. Now, the next screen that you're going to see is going to be the prospect opening up their phone to an email from this banker that's been generated, right, to kick off the process. So over here, they get an email from a fictitious bank called Nomad Bank. Here is where they then get started with opening up an account. They put in their text message and they can start filling out their information. Now, this could be done on a mobile phone or a desktop. It's totally responsive. And what's important here is that all the forms and information are dynamic. So we create custom workflows for every different type of account or client type you have, as opposed to just a generic kind of process. Now, in this case, when they fill out the ownership, we're just going to show you a rapid SMB account opening here. So we're going to go and verify this individual. We're going to run a whole bunch of fraud checks as well. But what's important is that if you had a complex entity, think about one with multiple related parties. Think about treasury accounts where you've got multiple individuals. DocFox can actually then send out those invitations that go out to all of the connected parties on the account to actually make sure that everybody can submit their invitation individually, so that we can deal with accounts of any type of complexity. At this stage, the prospect can then go ahead and upload a business license or any other documentation for the business account. Now, just a little sneak peek here. This license is actually expired. I want to do this because I want to illustrate how DocFox is actually analyzing these documents. So over here, if a client is submitting their information at 7 p.m. at night at their desk, you're going to give them feedback right away. They don't have to wait for the bank to come online in the morning. And this is part of the way that we're really taking a whole bunch of that manual admin and automating it away. Now, if you want to do your disclosures digitally, we can have them right here and we can have them accept them digitally, having verified their identity. And from their perspective, they're not done. So this was for a simple SMB, and that can cater to kind of any kind of complex entity. So let's go see what the banker could do. Now, we don't have time to go to this in too much detail, but just to give you a sense, what we've done here in the portal is we've enabled the bank to only have to focus on the issues. So here we will flag to say, hey, we've set up all your rules. And over here, there's an issue between, for example, the business address information for what we have and what we can get from third parties. Is that a concern? We would then, for example, tell you, hey, we've compared all the documentation and there seems to be a discrepancy, between a corporate resolution and maybe information we have on file. And finally, we've got really detailed audit trails of everything that's happening. So when it comes to examinations, you've got everything covered. So that's just a tiny sneak peek of some of the functionality. It's a lot richer than that in terms of, especially when we talk about commercial accounts. And so, the last point that I just want to mention is around integration. And so, finally, the question is, hey, well, how do we deal with integration? So we've actually built an enterprise service bus layer, essentially an integration layer, so that we can plug this into all of your required different systems. But we can also go live with DocFox in a matter of weeks, which a lot of folks will do in terms of, some of their high risk or kind of complex divisions. So I want to thank everybody, for your time and thank the ICBA as well. And feel free to reach out if we can set up a follow-on call.
Thank you very much, Ryan. We'll wait for you to stop sharing. And this time, without further ado, we will hear from Ben Soppet and Unifimoney. Ben, if you want to go ahead and unmute your mic and share your screen, we should be getting ready to start.
Great. Thanks very much, Hamza. So I will try and be very efficient because I realize we're running over time. Unifimoney, we characterize ourselves as a digital wealth management platform. We fully subscribe to the get rich slowly philosophy, not the get rich quick philosophy. So that is saving as much as you can every month, whether it's $5 or $500, doesn't matter. Dollar cost averaging that into a low cost, highly diversified fund. That's really the foundation of our model. But of course, there is a role for alternative assets. There's a role for crypto, not least in diversification and grabbing people's natural interest. But what we want to avoid as an industry is headlines like this, where we rush into offering very specific alternative assets that are not really aligned to the get rich slowly philosophy that we subscribe to. So why do we include, other reasons for including both traditional assets and alternative assets is that there's still a lot more people who are engaging in traditional assets than there are in alternatives. So Robinhood still has 3 times as many customers as Coinbase. So by only focusing on specific asset classes or even specific instances of those asset classes, you're really not maximizing the opportunity to engage with consumers. And engage is really the opportunity here. So that when I was growing up, this is my view of this is my imagination of what investing looked like. For my kids, this is what they see. It's a fundamentally different market. And we've moved from investing being something that people in big offices in New York, London, and Frankfurt do, to something that everyone does. They do it on Reddit, they do it online. And we've really seen the popularization of investing, and investing became fun. And fintechs understand this, and they're making the most of it. So all of the big neobanks are rapidly rolling out investing services, and all the investing apps are rapidly rolling out banking services. So this competition is happening already with the biggest, most well-funded fintech brands in the market. The big brand banks are slowly catching up, but we can see the future, and it's about a single, unified, integrated money management approach. And that's what Unifimoney delivers. So today we have robo-investing with over 10,000 stocks and ETFs. So that's the equivalent of Wealthfront, Betterment, M1. We have commission-free trading, the equivalent of Robinhood, over 70 cryptocurrencies, equivalent of Coinbase, and precious metals, gold, silver, and platinum, on a fully allocated basis, which means customers actually can take possession of the gold or have it stored securely. Next quarter, we're launching with our partner Shop Your Way, the investment rewards credit card, and also traditional retirement accounts. In the future, to the rest of the year, anything and everything that you can imagine investing in online, whether it's the sort of things you see on Rally Road, fine wine, fractional farmland, NFTs, whatever it might be, we would consider integrating it and making it available to you and through you to your end consumers, so that we have really a turnkey Amazon-like experience that we can bring the world of investing, the complete world of investing, to your customers through your existing digital banking infrastructure. So how do we help? We help attract and retain younger, more affluent, more digitally engaged consumers. We help drive digital engagement. One bank told us they'd done some research, and the typical crypto customer checks their crypto app 65 times more frequently than their bank app. So by embedding this functionality into your bank app, you'll see a natural uptake and engagement and frequency of use. We defend against capital flight. Many of the banks we've talked to through the ICBA are now tracking how much money they lose every single month to the likes of Robinhood and Coinbase. With Unifimoney, when the customer liquidates their holdings, those funds go directly back and automatically back into your DDA and your P&L. And we offer new revenue streams as well. The top line summary is we're plug and play. There's no further development. If you're working with an existing platform of ours, we're already live with Q2 and Jack Henry, and we've got many more in the roadmap. We already have the most comprehensive digital wealth management platform in the market. We're revenue generating. We preserve your balance sheet. We don't have any termination clauses or lock-ins, and we fully support your compliance journey. So let's look at the demo. And by the way, we're going to be at FinX Tech in Austin in next month. So very, very quickly, because we're at 4.5 minutes, this is the Banno environment. It's a little slow because it is a sandbox.
Ben, you're not seeing the demo side, if you want to.
You're not seeing that?
Yep. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So you can see the demo?
I'm seeing the picture of the man speaking into the microphone.
All right, let me try again.
Yep.
Thank you. Can you see that?
Yes, we can. Awesome.
Awesome. So this is the Jack Henry Banno sandbox environment. Garden is their fake name for a bank. So this would be your Banno website. Looks exactly the same on Q2. And you'll notice that we're embedding the balances of your investments into your digital banking experience. When you want to actually, or when the customer actually wants to make a transaction, they SSO into our environment. And of course, the first thing they're going to see is the necessary disclaimer, pointing out to the customer very explicitly that they're moving from the bank's regulated business into ours. So we keep our business at an arm's length from yours. So from a compliance, risk, legal perspective, it's very, very clear and comprehensive. From a customer experience perspective, it's an extension of your digital banking experience. And at any time, if you can see this yellow button here, back to Garden is how you get back into the bank's environment. So everyone's always interested in crypto. Today, we have over 74 cryptocurrencies. You can buy on an automatic monthly basis, passively, very, very flexible. So if we look at one of these. And what you'll notice is if you're familiar with Coinbase, if you're familiar with Robinhood, if you're familiar with Wealthfront, what we're offering here looks no different. The differences here are that we are multi-asset by design, and that we're also integrated into your digital banking infrastructure. So there's only so many ways that you can actually sell an equity or a crypto, and we have all of those as usual. So we have both robo passive investing, so customers can automatically set up and run their robo. We ask fairly sort of standard risk questions. We also have self-managed trading, so you can look up over 10,000 stocks and ETFs, and you can decide which of those you want to buy. We provide some categorization, so women in leadership, for example. Let's look at Visa, exactly as you see on Charles Schwab, any trading platform, E-Trade, etc. We have, so this, where it says cashier, this would be the bank's DDA. I'll show you precious metals because that's a slightly more niche activity. But here today you can buy gold, silver, and platinum on a fractional basis, fully allocated. So this is real gold, not digital gold, can be delivered to your home. And we're adding next week some physical products. So these are mini gold bars, silver rounds, gold coins, etc. About 10 of the most high volume products in the market for the retail precious metal trading. And that's really it. If you're interested in talking to us, if you're on Q2 or Jack Henry, please reach out to them or come to our website, reach out directly through ICBA. We'd love to chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ben. Outstanding presentation as usual. Appreciate it very much. Next up, we will hear from the Quilo team. I believe Don Schaefer is going to be our presenter. Don, if you want to go ahead and share your screen and take yourself off mute, we can go ahead and start with the presentation. Still not hearing you yet, Don.
Well, I dialed in on the phone. I guess it's not working. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Hamza beat me up for 2 days saying, Don, you need to perform under 7 minutes. And that's contrary to my wife. She's been telling me for 41 years, she wished I would perform more than 7 minutes. So here we go. You guys have all set goals this year, and they were probably 1, you need more loans. 2, you want to get more small business accounts. 3, you want to quit kicking the can down the road and start digital transformation. And 4, get Gen Zs and millennials so you still have a bank left in 20 years. So let's talk about getting loans. McKinsey says, this is the big McKinsey, they say bankers are pretty much asleep at the wheel because if they were paying attention, they know that about half their customers are getting loans all the time, but they're doing it in 4 other ways. They're getting it from the buy now, pay later groups, the pay plans, that's American Express, Citi, Chase, etc., that offer credit cards. All of those banks now are offering installment loans to replace individual credit card charges, and that's your customers that are getting those loans. Pay down credit cards. Experience says 42% of your customers that have a big bank issued card owe about $6,600, and they're paying 16 to 20% interest. That's why Lightstream, Upgrade, Discover are making huge inroads in making installment loans to your customers right now to pay down those credit cards. And you have people every day that leave the house with no intention of getting a loan. But they went to the vet and found out what the surgery for the dog was going to cost. They found out the crown for $900 isn't covered by insurance. Or they found out Botox was half off. And they walked out of that business with a loan. So McKinsey is saying, hey, bankers, you've laid down your swords. You've opened the gates and you've let the hordes come in. That's hordes with a D. And they're financing all of your customers. And you've given away this business. And you're not going to get it back if you continue to do business and do banking the old way. You have to go digital. People don't want to come to the branch and sign documents. So what have we done? We built you a mobile platform that is completely digital. It underwrites, it funds the loans, it moves the money, it does the adverse actions, it reports, it does everything. What you're looking at on the screen are the parameters of how we built the platform. These are your loans, it's your money at risk. We take your credit criteria and put into the platform. Now let's go, I want to show you an actually demo, then we're going to go to the live one. I want everybody on this phone to think of a business owner that you know that sells a product or a service that costs hundreds or thousands of dollars. This could be somebody that sells hot tubs, a jeweler, a furniture store, a roofer, a plumber, anybody that has a product or service that costs a lot of money. Imagine every one of them carried a business card that had a QR code on it. And so a roofer comes to my house, I need a leak fix. He tells me it's thousands of bucks. I might need a loan. He says, Don, just scan my business card. Here we go. I'm scanning the QR code. It takes me where? It takes me straight to your website. It's co-branded with the name of the business. Apply. I put in my phone number. As soon as I put in my phone number, I'm going to get a code back. What's happening is we're now doing KYC. We're authenticating who that phone belongs to and how long have they had it. There's my code. I hit next. CFPB love this. We're telling the applicant, if you don't get approved, it's probably kind of one of these reasons. Now we go in and you do what you always do. You got to put in your name and your address. We're going to do a full underwriting, so we got to get that credit report, which means we got to get the social and the birth date. I agree to e-sign, et cetera, apply. I got some more questions. We're going to keep doing some more KYC here. No, yes, depending. Now, I'm approved. Let's say the roof repair is $4,500. I type it in. There's my payment options. I pick 12. I hit continue. There's my truth in lending. There's my APR. 99% of the time, these people probably are not your customers. They actually are customers of the other banks in town. So you give them a little discount for doing auto pay through their debit card, which means they got to put these numbers in. They agree to the fine print, confirm my loan. Boom, what happened? You just made a $4,500 loan to somebody who banks with your competitor, and your competitor didn't know it. Now, I'm going to the internet. That was a demo. Let's go live. I'm going to go to the internet. This is firstcbt.bank, Beecher, Illinois. We launched these guys 2 weeks ago. I'm on their website. You see this guy down here at the bottom, Quilo, what is that? Let me learn more. I click it, get an installment loan. There's 3 use cases. Pay down your credit card debt. We talked about that. 2, they need to go buy something. They want to buy a hot tub or take a vacation. 3, they just spent all their money getting their car out of the shop. They would love to have that money back and pay you back in 3 monthly installments, whatever. Here are the terms that this bank has set. These are the parameters of which they offer their loans. And then I can apply, and it will not affect my score. Now, I already showed you how applying works. I'm going to go now to my loans so that you can see this with my bank. This is City National Bank in Taylor, Texas. You'll notice I have 3 outstanding loans. Click that. I can click into any detail of any one of those loans. There's my payment. There's my APR. I can pay it off early. I don't need to call the bank for any of this. Let's go back. I want to get a new loan. Get new loan. I owe the bank $1,500. They'll loan me another $8,500. You'll notice there's my credit cards. It knows those credit cards because, again, I went through underwriting. If I wanted to pay $6,000 on Chase, I just put in $6,000, hit done, and in less than 30 seconds, I would have that money being sent to Chase. I would never touch it. Let's go down here, get new loan. Let's say that I need $1,500 or something. Get my car out of the shop. I just put in $1,500, see the terms. I want y'all to notice how fast this is. This is not a demonstration. This is live. This is real. The biggest banks in the country don't have anything this awesome yet. There's my options. I go 9 payments. I hit continue. There's my truth in lending, 9.24, a whole lot better than my credit card. I say yes, take the money out of my checking account with my debit card. I agree to the fine print. I accept it, and I want you to watch what's happening. One banker told me, he said, this is like carrying around a loan officer in my pocket 24/7. Because 24/7, this thing is working 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I did hit accept. Now you'll notice I have 4 loans, and what happened on my card, it just got loaded with the extra money just went on my card. This card can be used online, Apple Pay, or just like at Sliders, my local hardware. They just punch in the numbers. So I'm running up against my 7 minutes, and I hope that you'll see that this will be the most, unless you're going to have great sex tonight, this is probably the most awesome 7 minutes you've seen all day. This is a game changer. Banks are signing up because they want to be the first bank in the market to go get every business in town signed up so you can offer instant installment loans. That way you get new customers. and every business in town will want to join and have an account at your bank so they can offer that product. And now you have a way to start doing installment loans within seconds. Hamza, I did it under 7 minutes.
Appreciate you, Don. Thank you very much. You can go ahead and stop sharing your screen. Thank you very much, Don. Awesome. Well, thanks, cohort, for an incredible round of presentations per usual. Very proud of you guys. And it's with that being said, I want to congratulate you on all the amazing work that you've done as part of this program, and truly excited for the future of community banking based off of what we've seen today and what we've seen over the course of the last 16 weeks. That said, I want to congratulate you all as officially as alumni. We couldn't be more proud, and we look forward to seeing what you come up with next. That said, before we wrap up the show, I've got a couple of things to do. One more thing that we'd like to do is congratulate one of the fintechs that really took advantage of the program to its fullest extent. They consistently demonstrated that they're going to show up and overperform. They took advantage of almost every opportunity that was presented to them, and truly show that they care about not only this program, but the future of community banking. And so for that, this year, I'd like to congratulate, and I'm going to hold up a little trophy. I hope you can see it. I want to thank the MVP of our program, KlariVis, this year. I want to give a little congratulations to Kim and her team over at KlariVis. Thank you very much. You guys did a great job.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. So Kim, you will and the team will get the rest of your reward here pretty soon. We'll mail it out to you. And again, thank you for everything that you've done for the program. That said, we're going to go ahead and move into the wrap-up stage of this. I'd like to close on a few thank yous. Obviously, we can't go anywhere without thanking our wonderful partners at the ICBA. Daniel mentioned Charles Potts and Christina Morris earlier today, but we know that there's a whole slew of folks that we need to add to that thank you. So very much appreciate all of the ICBA team. And, it was a great 4th year. We look forward to doing this again next year. We also do a thank you to all the community banks and the bankers that participated. You guys spend, 6.5, 7 hours, 8 hours with us on a Zoom, and bring all of the right teammates and folks to the table to hear these great fintech solutions and speak with our founders and the companies that are in our program. And we truly see you all as the secret ingredient behind what we do. It's your feedback that lets us know how to build this program, how to interact with the fintechs, and ultimately truly advance the fintech and community banking environment. So thank you so much. We really look forward to hosting you all again for the repeat participants. And for the new ones that are just logging in for the first time today, have a chat with another banker that's participated. Hear directly from them on why they found this experience valuable and how you can also take advantage of it. Of course, we're always happy to talk to you at the Venture Center as well, so don't be shy about reaching out to us. And finally, I want to thank the Venture Center community and our sponsors. The teammates, the sponsors, and the community that support us through this amazing program and all of the other efforts that we put together. We really couldn't have done it without you, and we really appreciate you. So as we do in typical fashion, we've got a gong here at the Venture Center. Of course, it's too large for me to carry on my own, so I'm going to use the mini gong here. And with that said, we're going to hit the mini gong and officially graduate the program. Thank you so much, everyone, and really look forward to the next time. Appreciate you all.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Venture Center and ICBA.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Well done, y'all.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Wayne. Bye. And Hamza.